Dear students, we are here with a story of lonely evening. We will help you to learn 333 high frequency GRE words through an interesting way of storytelling. This video is presented by Ms. Krishna Thakkar and Mr. Bhavin Joshi.
So here goes the story for you. He lay there on the grass in the middle of a soccer field located on top of a small hill, thinking. There was not a cloud to be seen on the blue sky, and despite the cold breeze that made everything more comforting, nothing could propitiate the discomforting feeling that came each time he thought of her. He wanted to go back to her, but knew it was not an option. She was obdurate to the bone about the notion of returning to him. She wouldn't have it. Realizing that had caused the feeling he wanted to overcome and forget.
Alas, I feel for the boy. But what is this propitiate?
Oh, well, it is not propitiate, it is propitiate. And the word propitiate means that you try and regain the favor of somebody by doing something that pleases them.
Okay, it is so. And she was obdurate. So what is she?
If you read the sentence, you'd be able to make out that the word obdurate would mean that the person is completely stubborn, would not listen to anybody else.
Okay, please tell me more.
Sure. It was all his fault. He had never been good to her while they were together, and that worsened everything in his head. She was the opposite to him. She would praise him with that sweet voice of hers. She would smile each time she saw him, and at that time he had thought of it as banal of her. Banal? How selfish that sounded in retrospect. How full of himself he had been back then. If he could do something to disabuse himself from all the wrongdoings, name-calling, and the pain that he had thrown her way, he would have done so immediately.
So stupid of the boy. But hey, what does these words mean? Banal, retrospect, and disabuse.
Oh, let me help you with it. The word banal means something which is predictable, or it could even mean boring. So here, the guy found that girl to be very boring and routine. The word retrospect would mean that you try and review the past course of events. You go back to your past and think about things that you've done so far. I'm sure it's a habit that all of us should cultivate. The word disabuse is similar to the word wherein you wish to set things right. If you've abused a thing or a person and you wish to be free from the error, then you disabuse it.
Okay. Now, what happened then?
Let's see. They were so different. He realized as he remembered the first day they had met. At first glance, she had seemed austere, standing a world apart with that khaki shirt that almost rendered her invisible when standing next to the wall. How different from the whimsical persona he wanted to portray with that expensive outfit he had chosen. Yet, as the evening had progressed, she had evolved to a loving, adoring creature, somewhat credulous. True, but nonetheless sharp and sweet.
Let me try. Does austere mean someone who does not like or wear very expensive clothes?
Absolutely, you're bang on right.
And what is this Credulous?
It is not credulous, it is credulous. It means that the person is too trusting or seems to be very gullible, believes in what the other person says, always.
Okay. Well done. Let me tell me bit more. Let me enjoy this story. Tell me what is happening.
Oh, sure, let's go ahead. He knew she had a thing for him the instant she laid eyes on him, and he smiled, remembering the comforting feeling that warmed his chest each time he remembered the love she had for him. As soon as he came back from thinking and contemplated the current state of affairs, mainly that he was no longer with her, made it all more exigent for him to get her back. He needed her back. He hated himself. He hated the selfish creature he had been with her when they were together.
Oh, the boy is thinking what he had done till now. Now, what is contemplated or contemplated? What do we say?
It is contemplated, and it means that you think deeply and at length about something that is harassing you since long.
Is exigent emergency? Is it something which we need to do on urgent basis?
Oh, it surely is. He urgently wants her back. He cannot live a day longer without her. Now, let me come to the end of the story, though it is practically not an end, but still. He began breathing slowly again, thinking again, and after moments of careful pondering, an idea had unexpectedly formed in his mind. A clear solution laid there before him in a lucid manner. He opened his eyes for the first time, admiring the beauty of his surrounding, and he whispered to himself, "Yes, yes, that will work." He stood up, oriented himself, and began heading to where soon she would be.
I crossed my fingers for the boy. And lucid manner, I mean, what is that?
It means that something which is expressed clearly, something that is easy to understand. Now this guy, he had a clear solution, and it seems that he found it to be quite lucid. He would be able to execute, and he trusted himself.
This seems to be a nice way of learning vocabulary. I am enjoying it. But where do I get all these words?
Oh well, you don't need to go anywhere. These were just the 10 words that I had with me that I shared with you. Do not worry. I have many more words to share, and we would be doing that in a similar fashion. What could be more great than sharing words in a story format?
Oh, so all the 10 words are here. Thanks. Thanks a lot.